Hey everybody, I'm Derek the Chocolate Botanist, and soil is a big ticket conversation for most of us plant people that are not doing like a nutrient film technique, or we're not using LECA and doing soilless right. And a lot of you all, especially those of you who started in the pandemic, are getting soil and you're using it and then you're throwing it away when you don't have use for it anymore, whether it's outside or inside. It is shocking, right? And you should have the knowledge, the confidence, and the wherefore to recycle your soil. And here's why. Soil that you typically get from your big box stores, your wall monkeys, your home depots and such, are typically a peat-based situation. Peat moss being a natural resource that we get from peat moss bogs, where they basically dig it up and then process it, add whatever else they need to it to make it the soil that we know and love, right? Howsoever, peat moss is not a renewable resource. It is not something quickly able to be renewed and available for us. If you're using cocoa coir, that is something that is more renewable, because a lot of coconut shells are just ground down and processed into this soil that we use, right? Howsoever, or this growing media. I know some of you in the comments are like, it's growing media. However, though, why buy new things? Why make a bigger carbon footprint when you can just renew the soil that you're using? So let's learn how to do that together. So here's what you're going to need, right? You should be able to have your spent soil. So for example, I have spent soil in front of me. Dang it. So I have spent soil right here with me. And this is from a mix maybe I got from the store. Maybe it was something that was already with the plant. Who knows, right? But you can see these white bits are perlite, a little bit of mineral that can help the soil be more draining. And there's like bark in here and everything else like that. There's not a lot of bark in here, so I don't do this for like orchid bark mixes where it's just like heavy on the bark, because those are a little difficult for me to work with. If you do it, you know, put in the comments what you'll be doing. But we're going to refresh this. So what do you need? You get your spent soil. You need something to beef up your spent soil. So typically I may add, if I'm like making it for, let's say for example, I take it out of a small pot and I put it into a bigger pot. I may then say, okay, let me get like more coir, more peat. It has a reservoir over to the side where I'll pour from. I will also get things like fertilizers, whether it's a slow release or something that is quick or accessible. So I will use that. I will use some type of mycorrhizal. So for example, I have this mycos here that I use, as well as this dino myco that I've used with some great results. And mycorrhizal helps to basically beef up your soil by allowing a fungal interaction with the roots. We can go into that in another video. And then I'll use somebody's compost, whether it's vermicompost or mushroom compost, garden compost. I'll add a healthy amount of compost into my mix. So I'm going to show you what to do. Additionally, I'm using this here tub. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It was like an oil drip plan. This is what I use to mix soil in on a small scale. If it's larger amounts than this, then I'll mix it straight in the pot, but we'll get started and go. And then as you're watching this, please keep in mind, I want you to subscribe, right? Hit that notification bell, all of that good stuff. And send this to like 6 of your friends that you know say pecan instead of pecan, because pecan is the correct way. Let's get started. Okay, party people, so this is my soil. Again, it's kind of dry and crackly looking. So here's the thing, look at that now and then at the end of the video, compare it, and you'll see like a difference in appearance. I generally go by appearance with these things, okay? So I'm gonna add my products. The first thing I'm gonna start off with is a little mushroom compost. You can frankly use any type of compost you want, but I use mushroom compost. I'm gonna put about 1/3 to 1/2 of the volume of this as compost. I think for this, because I don't have that much in here, I'm just going to I'm going to add a little bit more soil for, again, that was spent. And basically beef this up, okay? So this is, again, random mixes I've had, grow stones, all types of other stuff. Is really dusty, so we're going to add 1/2 of the volume of this of mushroom compost. Okay. I'm going to work it in with my hands and try not to get stabbed with random stuff in here. And already it's looking a little different. It's not as volatile, as dusty as it was before. I'm going to add another little cup of this in here. And now that I'm kind of satisfied with how beefy and chunky it looks, I'm going to add just a little bit of coffee grounds just for a little extra nitrogen. I don't want a lot, but I just want enough. If I was doing this outside, I may add a little bit more because the coffee grounds can sometimes help to scare away the pesties. And I'm mixing this up at every step so that way you can kind of see the transformation. Do you have to use all these things? No, this is just what I use, okay? Can you wear gloves? Of course you can. I know some of you will be like, I just don't want to touch it. Well, don't. I'm going to add a smidgen of slow release fertilizer. I'm using Expoma, which is a biotone starter that has mycorrhizal as well. I'm going to mix that in. And then that's pretty much it. Like it's whatever soil was in here. I just beef it up with a little compost and that's it. Again, the soil looks frankly gorgeous, right? It's not looking that bad. I said that was it, but I lied. I forgot my mycorrhizal. I sprinkle a little bit of this in here and that helps the soil. Again, a little goes a wrong way. So that way when my plant babies are in here developing, they can be happy. So this is it. It's real simple. Like, get you a compost. If nothing else, you can go get a little compost and add it in. The coffee grounds, you can go get them from your local Starbucks or coffee shop if they give them to you and just add them in, okay?